Welcome to the HBS Medicaid School Program Documentation System. This training video is for school RNs and LPNs and will explain how to use our MSP documentation system. The MSP program requires therapists to document their ETR testing time and their IEP direct service time. For some students, the IEP requires that the student receive all-day nursing services, while other students may only require that specific medical task be provided by a nurse throughout the day. We will go over how to document both types of nursing services. Let's start out with adding a new student. We will select Add New Student. The yellow fields are required, white fields are optional. So let's set up a student with the last name of Long. We'll hit Tab, Mike, and choose Tab. Whenever you key a date of birth in our system, we require the 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 2-digit year. Press Tab, it'll put the slashes in for you. Under District of Residence, the District of Residence will default to the district that you are in. But if this student resides in a different district, you would delete that out of there. Key in the first couple letters of the district you're looking for. Click on the magnifying glass, and the districts will show up that start with that letter. We're going to choose Lancaster City School District. And under ICD-9, if you choose the magnifying glass with nothing in the field, then some common RN codes come up. If you want to see all codes, choose to see all codes. All 14,000 codes will come up. But let's say we want to look for a specific code. You could key a word in and then do a search for that word. This will show any code that has that word in it. Here's the two codes that come up. We'll just choose that code. We don't need a middle name or name suffix. Student ID is not required. Social Security number is not required. You could key in another ICD-9 if you would like a second ICD-9 to be listed. If you'd like to add this student to your caseload, you're going to be providing services throughout the year to the student, I'd recommend you add them to your caseload. If the student was not on an IEP or the testing was non-ETR and you wanted to keep similar notes, you could actually document for a student not on an IEP. I'm not going to select that. And optional IEP tracking. If you'd like to track your monthly IEP minutes, you can document what your IEP minutes per the IEP are, and then the system will keep track of minutes as you document them throughout the month. I'm going to save this student, and it's going to take us actually into that student. There's the 100 minutes of IEP minutes that we put down when we set up this student. None have been documented yet. If claims had been documented for the student, they would show up here. If we wanted to enter new documentation at this point, we would select there and we would enter the service documentation. I'm going to go back to the main menu anytime you want to get out of a student. Notice there's a house there that takes you back to the main menu, or down here, return to main menu. It'll take you out of that student back to the main menu. Next option is modify existing student. Let's modify that student we just set up. Their last name was Long. We put them in our caseload, so we could choose them by only showing my caseload. And there's the student that we could modify anything on that student. And save it. Would take us back to the screen where we could enter service documentation. I'm going to go back to the main menu. And let's first do an example of documenting for a nursing task. So let's go to Add New Service Documentation. It's the dark blue option. You'll probably be using that option most often in the program. It's going to say, who do you want to document for? We want to document for Mr. Long. And there we choose Mr. Long. Takes us back to this screen where we can choose to enter new service documentation. It's going to default to the location of service being the school. It's going to default to that ICD-9 we have set up. We only chose one. Once again, when we're doing a date, we could choose the date of 09/09/12. Our time, 9:00, and tab would be 9 o'clock. 9:30 in tab. The procedure codes are quite simple. RN or LPN services, any assessment activities that you're doing. These are some 999 codes. If you'd like to document for some non-reimbursable activities, you're welcome to do so, but please use the 999 codes. We're just going to choose the RN services. We could choose to key in notes right into the treatment notes section, or if we have set up some of our services in the optional bank, we could go to our bank, we could choose what we did, and let's say we did suctioning. We would select that. That would automatically feed into our note. Progress is optional, although many times nurses will document how the procedure went. So you can document that also, or you could have documented that under progress. Group size of 1, my initials, and I save that claim. So here's the claim. We documented 30 minutes. Of our 100 minutes a month, we've documented 30 of those. All the claims that we would document throughout the month would show as we documented them. Let's go back to main menu. And now I would like to show you how to document those all-day nursing services. There's 2 ways to document them. We're going to go to add new service. We will choose just another student. And we are going to enter new service documentation for that student. Once again, we can tab through those top sections. Let's have the date be yesterday, 09/10/12, and we'll use the starting time. Let's say we're documenting for an all-day nurse, and let's say that you provide this service from 8 o'clock, and then the student leaves at 3:30. And once again, if you're an RN, choose RN, or an LPN, choose LPN. I'll choose RN again. And what you can do is then document the task that you did throughout the day. Let's say you did that, and you did that, and we did some of that, and we did a tube feed. You could select all that. That would print into your case note. Once again, your group size, your initials, and that you would have documented for the entire day, and you documented what you did throughout that day. Now, if you keep a separate nursing log that already documents these activities, you can just choose one option, which is all-day nursing, see nursing log. That nursing log would need to be available if an auditor ever pulled this claim and wanted to see supporting documentation. So 2 ways to document all-day nursing. You can list your task in your case note, or you can continue to keep a manual nursing log and just document that entire time as all-day nursing. I'm going to document it in that manner, and I will save that claim. And there is the claim we just did, all-day nursing, see nursing log from 8 a.m. to 3:30. Let's go back to main menu here. And we'll talk about some of the other features. Modifying documentation. It's going to ask, who do you want to modify it for? If you want to modify it for Mr. Long, we would choose Mr. Long. It takes us back here where we could modify or delete that claim. That claim will be out there, and you will be able to modify or delete it for about a month. We're going to grab these claims around the 15th of each month, and the status will change to processed. And then if you needed to view it or print it, this would change to view and print. Let's go back to return to main menu. And I want to go over some of these features here. Switch school districts. If you work in more than one district, this is how you could switch school districts, also shown up here. Daily therapy schedule. If you see that nursing student every day, you can actually go up and set them up in your schedule. I'm going to go to the previous day where no one's scheduled. The whole day is open. And let's say that student that we wanted to schedule them, let's schedule Mr. Long. There's our student Long. We're scheduling them on the 10th at 8 a.m. And let's say we finished at 3:30. And this is recurring. And we're going to provide this daily for the next 180 days. I could select my procedure as RN. I could select from my bank. I'm keeping a nursing log, so I'm just going to say see nursing log. And I'm going to save that claim. And now that person is scheduled every day. If we look at the next day, there's Mr. Long. There's someone else that was scheduled by another user. But there's our Mr. Long. Let's say on this day that Mr. Long is absent. We could choose that claim, mark them as absent. It's going to remind you that it's going to put an absent claim out there for that student. If you need to go and undo that, you would need to delete that absent claim. We're going to say save that, and it marks that student absent. If we wanted to generate a claim for that student, we could have hit generate claim, and it would have generated a claim for those services. Let's go back to return to main menu, and we'll talk about a few of the other features. That IEP service procedure method bank, this is how you could set that up. You would add the service, a description, and then type in what you want to print in your treatment note, save it, and it will add to the rest of yours. You can even number the order that you want the services to show up in. So this is your description. This is what's going to print in the note when you select that service. It's optional to use the method bank, but it can save you from having to type that information in every day, especially when you provide the same task every day. Change your password. The system will ask you to periodically change your password every 90 days, but you can also change it by going into that feature. Reports. You could print reports on students. We could print a case note summary, and we could say from 09/01/12 to 09/30/12, we want to see the services for our student with the last name of Long, and it was Mike. We choose to run that. And there's a report that shows the two services we provided to Mike. This would be your name as the RN. There's the student name. We close that report. And let's go ahead and return to main menu. Submit a question to HBS. If you have a question about the program, the software, an idea, give me your subject, email address, and your question. You save it, comes to our office, and we will promptly respond to that inquiry. Software instructions. There are line-by-line instructions out here. I recommend that you print this and have this handy. Line-by-line instructions how to do each task in our system. MSP reference material. We'll be putting some helpful reference material and frequently asked questions out here. This is a new addition to our software. We don't have much content yet, but look for more content to be added under that section. Here's another ICD-9 lookup code. Like before, if you wanted to key in a word and then do a search, it would show you all the codes that have that word in them. Just another lookup code outside of the having to look up a new student. And keyboard shortcuts. We talked about a little of these. F2 is a handy one for saving. The Y and the T when you're keying in dates, and a few others are some shortcuts that can save you some time. And then, of course, the logout button. Version 4 release notes. We just recently released version 4. And this would contain descriptions of all the changes we made and upgrades we've made. If you ever log into our software and see it's a new version, we will actually have the release notes out there for you. And then once again, switch districts, main menu, and exit the program. If you have any questions about our software or any questions about the program, feel free to call us at that number. Or once again, don't forget to use the submit question to HBS. And that concludes this training. Thank you very much and have a great school year.